All right. I want to first of all say thank you for being part of this meeting. Thank you for sharing so much knowledge you have garnered for 20, 30 years, and you are here giving it to us free. I appreciate you, the congregation, everyone appreciates you. Thank you very much. So we want to quickly run through these questions, and we are done. We'll ask these questions, and we get someone to answer. With the rate at which the world is moving so fast and navigating towards and in the direction of more tech, how do we integrate so that businesses don't fizzle out? How do we? Now, the question is this person has a concern that tech is taking over and is afraid that businesses will disappear. Um, Let me start with Madam Rolake. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That's a very good question. And I can understand why people always kind of feel helpless when it comes to tech issues. In anything, businesses can fizzle out whether there is tech or no tech. But if a business you're doing require you to be tech savvy, I would advise you to get on board and get to do it. These days, because we have all this social media, access to Google, you can find out ChatGPT, Gemini, they can help you to scale actually in terms of information. Then it's better you get on board. Tech is actually a tool to get you to be better. It's not supposed to take away from you. It's supposed to add value to you. And when you are able to embrace it, that fear will disappear. In fact, I was listening to a young man like a week or two ago, and he was talking about all this chat GPT and the information you're asking. A lot of organizations these days, they talk of lifestyle business. And when they're looking at lifestyle, they've been able to, your pattern of living, the things you do because of your phone, they've been able to tailor your taste. So by the time you're getting into Google and you're asking something, they already have an idea of what you are going to need next. Even if you're shopping from Jumia or any other online platform, they're already telling you that other people actually requested for this kind of other things because you have picked a particular item. And they're just predicting. He's not trying to take over. He's trying to make it a lot easier. And that's just what tech is there for. And the man is saying, because they already know your lifestyle, they've been able to detect your preference, your taste. It's giving you the kind of responses that, in fact, there was a particular case, he asked a question and he now responded. And he said, well, you asked it this way, but if this is the way, then he gave another set of answers. They're just tools for you. And they're not supposed to take over your work. They're supposed to enhance what you're doing.
Thank you very much, Ma. Can we put our hands together for her? So the person that asked that question, don't swim against the tide. Just follow the wind. Follow the tide. Yeah. Go along with tech to enable it to enhance your business. All right. Okay, please, you can add it.
All right, to that question, I just want to add a few thoughts to it. Technology is not trying to transform already, and whether we like it or not, it's an enabler. There was a season of life. Some of us had parents or aunties who were typists, and that was a job. But the role of a typist does not exist any longer. Now, everybody, you are typing on your phone, you are typing on your laptop, We all have it. So if somebody wants to be a typist now, that person won't have a job. So if you use that as an example, what it means is that there are roles, I mentioned it during my presentation, that there are roles that will go extinct. And that's the truth. I trade, and every day I am constantly looking for ways to keep positioning myself because my job is threatened as a trainer. That's the honest truth. So there's nothing to be afraid of. The only challenge is you must be able to position yourself, to still keep looking for opportunities, those skills that you need that is different from where you're coming from. What the world needs now is that we keep evolving. You can't be static. You can't even do carryover. That the skill you had 10 years ago, most of those skills and all those things we used to write in our CV, they're not, we don't need them anymore. I can do multitask. I don't need you to multitask. Because any rule that, I mean, any role that you are doing that is routine, there are tools that will do it for me. So I don't need that. I need you, human, complete. I need your initiative. I need your problem solving. I need your critical thinking skills. Those are the skills that AI cannot take from us. But the only way you can harness those skills is through the things you know. Because you can't give what critical thinking skills, you can't give the thoughts you don't know. So what do you know? What do you fill your head with? What do you fill your mind with? And it's also important, like Dele mentioned during his presentation, we must know what's happening. Just go online. Trends, your profession, whatever job you do now, type it on Google. Trends in so profession. You'll be shocked. You will see all sorts, and you will see something that's relevant to you. You will see something that you can latch on. You see something that you can evolve to. Now, there are no gates, there are no barriers. You find HR professionals who have gone to do project management because it's relevant to whatever they are doing. So it's not like you can't box yourself that, oh, I read this. In fact, if I shock you with my first degree, you'll be surprised. Because whatever I'm doing right now has nothing to do with my first degree. It has nothing to do with it. And that's the world we're in right now. You can learn any new skills that is relevant to whatever you see, that you see as trends, as where the world is going with regards to your profession. And lastly, there is a tool on Google. I'm trying to remember the name that you can log in your email and any new trend, any news on that. I'm trying to remember the name. I have it. Alert, Google Alert. You can actually have Google Alert on anything in your inbox. It will drop. You can put Google Alerts on your name so that anywhere your name is mentioned online, it will give you an email to alert you. Whether it is somebody is dragging you online or whatever it is, that tool is there. If you want something on your profession, new tips on human resources, put it on Google Alerts. You will get it on a daily, and that will help. It will help you to see opportunities and also to see how you need to position yourself. Thank you very much.
So I had a friend in the bank who owns a poultry, and then he ran the poultry as a side hustle for over 10 years. And guess what? Because he was still in the bank, he was using the loan from the bank to finance the poultry until he could grow the poultry for over 10 years. When he now resigned from the bank, he now went to the poultry. That's sense. But he could not do that at year 2, at year 3, at year 4. He needs time. So don't be in a hurry to resign. No. Check. Okay? But if you are good at it, build it on the ground. If you build it on the ground, you see that it's growing. Over time, you cannot take a decision to say, okay, let me make this my main hustle, while I resign. But especially if you are a man, you're a breadwinner, you go and resign because you think side hustle will work. When you now resign, competition now finish you. No, be wise. What's the second part?
So the second part is
okay. Yeah, it's very possible. Yeah, if you've registered, you apply to CAC, they will add somebody. It's very possible for limited. But if it's ventures or they are like just enterprise one, you may have to register a new one. But because for directors, for limited. You can always add and remove, but all the parties have to agree. Then you apply to CAC, then they can do that.
All right, so I want to put a little twist to that first part. Now, this person works in a poultry farm, and his side also is also a poultry. What do you talking about conflict of interest?
That one is conflict of interest. Though. I don't think your issue. In fact, so you find out that things will be moving from the poultry to his own poultry. No, that is, it should not be this. If it's the same line of business, I don't think you should do it. Honestly.
All right, thank you.
If you're working in a poultry, you can approach your boss to start selling the product of that's not conflict of interest. You're helping the business. You can negotiate for good deal, good rate, get the product and sell. If you tell your boss, I don't think any boss will fight that. Okay, you want to be selling the product that we have. Lobaton. Where are those people from? Really? I believe you because you people.
No, what they are saying is, you are saying you want to sell the products because they have maybe processed the poultry and then they're selling. You are doing exactly the
No,
same
what I'm saying is you're selling for the company. Okay, I want
as a distributor.
as a distributor. I want to sell the product that we're selling, meaning that I want to get this product from the farm, from the poultry farm, and sell.
Then you are not doing the same business.
That's what there's no conflict of interest at that point. That's what I was saying. There's no but you can't have it. You can't be working in a poultry and then be running a poultry at the same time. That's
What he's saying, that it's better to walk away.
Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you for that insight. Okay, so if you are working in a poultry farm, you cannot have a side also. Your company is raising chicken. You want to raise chicken? No. The best that can happen is you can form like a forward integration. Okay, I have, or my wife has a shop. What we are doing on the farm is we are raising chicken, but my wife sells frozen chicken. So I can be like the forward, the extension of the business. All right. Now, this next question. So I want you to answer this question. How do you manage and operate two emerging businesses at the same time in the same workspaces, in the same workspace? Now, this person is into fashion designing and real estate.
fashion design and real estate. That's tough. One will definitely suffer. That's the truth. And if you ask me, I would rather you build one that is most profitable first, and then you can use the money you cop out from the one that is stable to build the other one. But running the two concurrently, how do you want to market? You will confuse your clientele. You confuse your clientele. However, if you can create a strong, okay, for instance, if you're real estate will look like the one to readily invest in, right? So if you're meeting your client, if you can invest in someone else, you can create a system, meaning it's not revolving around you. You can create a system to ensure that the fashion pieces can be coming out without you being involved. And then you can wear it every time you go to meet a client. They ask you who made your who made your pieces, and then you can market that. But it's going to be very difficult for you to drive both at the same time. How do you want to do it? Today you are talking about fashion pieces, and tomorrow you are talking about real estate. It's not like it can't go, but you really need to define yourself. What do you want to achieve part time? It's not like the two can't be done together, but they have to be mapped out in seasons. Choose the one you want to run with first. And then after running that to a degree, you can now start, the other one and maybe create a system, even if it's the real estate that you want to leave someone to, but just be wise. You can have staff that will be managing that, even though that's tough. Because most real estate deals revolve around the business owner. And the ones who will go to, golf course and go and bring the big deal. So, it's really tricky, really. But I will advise that you take one at a time so that you don't wear yourself out. Because in the fashion space, the artisans, they will show you Shege Pro Max. So if you're not there, they can spoil market for you. If you want a quality, a brand, and you're not there looking at them, what they are doing part time, it may not work out. So I will recommend professionally, from a professional point, except the person is convinced otherwise. But I will readily recommend take one at a time. And then after some while, you've built the system, it can run without you, then you can diversify to the other one.
Thank you very much, Ma. The Bible says that if your eye be one, your whole body will be full of light. You have information, you have direction. So do it one at a time. Okay, Madam Eniola said, my customer satisfaction should be my priority. Are you saying I should sell I should sell at the exact amount that I get it from the market? I want my customers to be happy.
A customer will even want you to sell below your costs. So that is not the issue. What I've said is your customer happy with the service you have given? So let's say I go to the restaurant today and I'm having lunch. Was there too much oil in the stew? Or the food was perfect? Even if I had to pay premium, but I enjoyed it, I will introduce the restaurant to somebody else. That is what I'm talking about. So satisfaction is not about price. It's the value that you give that I'm talking about. If I work in the bank and we give service, and you come to me this morning and I'm the cashier and I'm unable to wear a smile to greet you, I have not given you value. Whether you are a customer of the bank or you are a third party, as in somebody issued you the check, the fact that you have walked in through the door, you are my customer and I must satisfy you. So if I'm unable to give you a smile and greet you properly, then I have failed and you will be dissatisfied. You may not even talk, but that's your bank. The next time the person wants to give you no. If that bank, I won't go there again. And that speaks volume. So it is not about price, it is about value.
Thank you very much, Ma. Can we put our hands together for her? Yes, it is not about price, it's about the value you are giving. All right, let's go to the next question, sir. I would like you to respond to this question. The question is, why do businesses fail or die after 1 year, aside from not having experience, number one? Okay, so the person went further to ask, what if you don't have a model of your idea to study or garner experience from? I think that's typical of emerging businesses, right? Like, if I want to open a similar thing to Starbucks, no one is doing that here in Nigeria. The first one is, apart from not having experience, why do businesses die? I bet we have like a catalog of that already. So then I don't have a model. So how do I go about it?
Hello? Hello? Okay. I think you should have a model, really. You should have a model. Why do businesses die? Because you took wrong decisions. If you take wrong decisions, if you do what you are not supposed to do, the business will die. Okay? Or perhaps you don't have enough information. Or perhaps you are not making money. Okay? So there are many reasons, you know, why businesses die. So, but you must be able to find out the reason. Okay, before you go into another one. That's why partly we talk about getting experience working somewhere before you start. Do you understand? So maybe you've not worked somewhere else. You just, oh, I believe I can do this thing. And then you run into it. Maybe you don't have enough information most times. But most times you take wrong decisions. Maybe you enter the wrong market. After you enter, they use competition to finish you. But you should know that for every business, there's possibility to succeed, there's possibility to fail. But basically, you know, I talked about being successful and maintaining success. All it takes, look at the big banks, the Wema, the GTB, the UBA. It just requires one wrong decision. I remember Diamond Bank. I remember Intercontinental. Just one decision, and then you are gone. Okay, so if that's why you should be an all-rounder and have proper information before you go into business. So, but it's normal if businesses die. If you take one decision, the business will die. The other one about model, I think you should have a model. All this, so they said experience will humble you. You know, somebody that is 50, 60 will not talk like that. But somebody that is 20 will say, I can do it. Oh, is it? Yeah. Experience will humble you. So, but I think you should have a model. And I want to appeal to you, no matter how good you are, even if your idea is fantastic, go and work with somebody for 1 or 2 years. You will learn a lot. So sometimes somebody just finished school, they will say, they said they are paying you 50K. I say, take it. It's not the salary. You need the experience. You need the experience. So myself, I've worked as a teacher. I've worked as a computer instructor. I've worked as an engineer before I now came into banking. So all the experiences, they count somehow. Please don't go and start a business if you have not worked somewhere. Do you understand? And if you started already, then go and do apprentice with somebody. But it's normal for business to fail if you take one decision. It's very normal.
Thank you very much.
Can
I can't
I
put
add
hands together.
to
Okay,
it, please?
Thank you, ma'am.
The person used Starbucks as example. Like he said, the person needs a model. But Starbucks is not a business locally. But you need to do your research. Where a lot of people fail, they are not ready to research. They want ready-made answers. If you cannot do the research required, I'm sure Starbucks model is online. If you should actually find out. There are a lot of models. In fact, my former MD has tried to see how Wema Bank's story can actually be put into case study and things like that. All those things are there. You said you're looking for an indigenous organization at 100 years. Well, I'm proud to say we celebrated our 80th year this May.
Wow.
And Wema Bank is an indigenous bank, and we all know what Wema Bank has been through. So the thing is, you need to do your research. Aside putting up a model, in doing the research, the model you've been able to put up, you will be able to see if it is the model that will work, or you need to tweak it a bit so that you can now get what you need. But you must research. You must try. And even if you have to collaborate to get it, you must do that. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am. Please put our hands together for our panelists. All right, please. Thank you.
Okay, so to add to the context of business model, I know that many times it sounds very academic to business owners, when you hear business model, what does it mean? You may think, oh, is me patterning my business after someone? That's actually not that's not what it is. Even though that could be right, you need somebody, you need a benchmark for your business. It will help you. You don't have to copy, but at least it will give you an idea of maybe a starting point where you can then identify gaps and build on the gaps. However, the business model is there is a tool for it. I can share with with the convener after this session that people can use to identify how do I get value and how do we deliver value as a business. How will whatever product or service that we want to sell, how will it give value to our clients? How will we reach our clients? How will we get our products and services? How are we going to be paid? Are we going to be paying? Are we going to be selling on demand? Are we going to be selling on a subscription-based basis? Are we going to be selling? What products exactly are we going to be selling? Now, let me bust your bubble. You would think that KFC, they are into chicken. They are not into chicken. They are really into real estate. That's their business. That's the business. But what you see outside is chicken, right? You see fried chicken. But that's not what it is. Behind the scene, the real business they are doing is real estate. Every property you see them own, they own it. And usually they are not the only one, right? How did Netflix start? Netflix is subscription basis. I mentioned Sheyi Bodi during my interaction that what he's selling is not just your regular tailor. He's selling on a subscription basis, meaning that when I do a logo of 1,000 for you, you owe me 1,000 pieces. Meaning that money, I'm going to earn it. I've not earned it now, but I'm going to earn it from you in the future, whenever that is. So we have to rethink how we introduce all this. The thing about model is really how you deliver value. How do you want to deliver value? On what basis? Through which medium? What are you going to sell to people? What are they going to pay you for? That's really it.
Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you. The last question. I want the person to come and ask before we leave here.
Thank you, sir. I want to appreciate the organizers of this event. I so much appreciate it. Please, I don't know how I want to pen my question, but I just want to share my experience. I have an emerging business. I am an agricultural journalist. I do agricultural program on radio for the past 6 years. So I took the opportunity from my resource person, he said we can do business together. I said, okay, no problem. And based on credibility, I said I need 10 or 20 people that can drop money to help them to plant. So I got 10 people, 200,000 each. I met an uncle in a place at Erumu. I said, uncle, can I get like 10 acres of land? I got 10 acres of land on lease. So I got about 2 million. As a broadcaster, my annual income was not up to 1 million. But the moment I collected 200,000 in 10 places, that was 2 million. I was like, wow, so there's money here. Thank God I did not resign because I wanted to be in the business. I got a farm manager. We had an agreement that is going to manage everything from planting to harvesting and even to selling. So we planted 10 acres of cassava and maize. After 3 months, when it was time to harvest the maize, he said they only harvested 8 bags out of 10 acres. And then I was running mad because these people believed in me, on my credibility on air. And you know how people are. I was like, hello, sir. What are you saying? 8 bags. How much is the total package of that 8 bags? What happened? I now called the Bale in charge. I was like, Bale, what happened? It was not the Bale that was telling me that Fulani people went to the farm. And we have promised these people that we can't have issue of the Fulanis. And my manager was not telling me, not knowing that I've called the Bale. And I was like, Mr. Okwe, why are you doing like this? Just tell me the truth. What happened? 10 acres of land, 8 bags of maize. That was where my problem started. And he said I shouldn't worry. He sold the maize and sent the money. I called the people on the platform, WhatsApp. I said, please, John, to your loan. You know I cannot cheat you. Eba me manage your way. In Kota Atare, I was playing with them. And I said, when it's time to harvest the cassava, they will get 2 times of their money. When it was the time to harvest cassava, my dear audience, out of 10 acres, farm manager, Oti harvest 7 acres of cassava. Ofi meta sile fún wa. That was how my BP rose. I was like a mad woman. I was like, God, kini mo kora mi si? What do I tell these people? And I told these people that they are going to go to the farm to see it. That was in 3 years ago. So some of these people went to the farm to see that we were actually doing something and they saw it. So when it's time, I don't even know how I want to explain to them this time around. So my husband went to the farm at Ipapo after his saying. And he took someone to buy the cassava. We made 1 million out of that 3 that is left. And unfortunately, for logistics, for transport, it took about 500,000. But a truck was 500,000 then, so we were only able to make like I made 1 million. Out of that 1 million, 500 lo. Monela share 500 toku. And I now called the farm manager that, hello, this is not what we agreed upon. What do you want to do? So he planted another one just to, oh, okay. My question is, where did I go wrong? Because I can see that this agribusiness, Wow.
I don't think you did any research. I don't think you found out. You were in wrong business from day one. She's not involved.
You were playing
You are not
with
involved.
other people's money.
Yes.
And you now handed your right to somebody else. You became Esau and gave your right.
Put your integrity on it. Something that you don't have control over.
But we don't want to make you feel bad. But see, no, she has not, because if she knew where she got it wrong, she won't have done it a second time. Sincerely, your money or anybody's money, never hand over your rights to somebody else.
You don't outsource.
Mention it.
If you are going to be doing that kind of thing, and you believe it is going to generate something, then you put the location where it is convenient for you to oversee. Which towns were you saying? Thank God the road now to Iseyin is better. It's still far. You will not get up and something pricks you and you say you are going to Iseyin. To now say you are going after Iseyin. And you now put somebody else in charge. Are you? No, you need to. How do you get out of this now? Because sincerely, your integrity is at stake. Your integrity is at stake. I don't think we can really discuss that on.
All right. Thank you very much. Can we put our hands together for our panelists?
Sorry, let me say this. I must commend the advert for the program. For the people that are in charge, you did a fantastic job. Well done. Well done. Well done.
Thank you, sir. Please, briefly, before you stand up, I want to take 2 or 3 comments, reaction concerning the whole package. And I want us to have it while they are here. Number 1, can we have one person who's going to give us a feedback? Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mas. Thank you, everybody. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. I enjoyed myself. Thank you. Thank you, sir, for putting up this A friend invited me yesterday, and she said, just in short, she left before me. And I told her I'm not leaving until the very end. I have value for my time today. I Sorry, it's not going to be a question, but I just want you to help me. I was brought all the way from Lagos to head a school. And I met that this school has had several heads. And because the value was no longer there, the person's a dream for the school started dissipating, going down the dream. And now someone else wants to take over again. I'm just at a point I wanted to fight, but this is not my business. This is not my father's business. But I am just thinking while I was sitting down there, what I'm going to send to the owner of the school. This is not your dream. This is not your agenda. But why this? Because the whole thing is, and I know how much has gone into the business, and now nothing is really coming out. I feel so bad as if it's mine. And I just want to get to the person and say, I went to a place today and this is what I got there. And I think you should work something out.
All right, Ma. I'm happy that you got value for your time. And in due time, concerning the question, I want to believe that solutions are tailored, they are custom made. Now, there's no way a consultant will just look at you and tell you that this is the problem. I believe that such a thing may require the owners of the business to have a session with at least one of our people here, and they can have good discussion. So I think one of the things you can do for such a person is to recommend a meeting like this. Even if you can't tell them that, oh, this or that, tell them, can you just come for a meeting? And when they come around, they will meet people like this, and they will have good time. Yes, they will. As well. Okay, so, virtual.
Okay, can I say something to that? The school was started by the person. And not that the person inherited it. Okay. Like we said, when you start, you're motivated. But after some time, that adrenaline will go down and you'll be back to normal. But what do you do to keep it? What do you do to sustain the school? And that's why the person believes they've brought in school heads to continue the legacy that was on ground. For you as the head of school, now maybe another head of school, they're thinking of bringing another head of school. You need to understand, maybe when you got there, you did not understand their vision. Because if you understood their vision, that is what you would have been working with. And in case they are now changing, because it's also possible that they are changing their vision along the way, you need to also let them know. Are you the one that missed it, or they are changing? Are you getting me? Because if you are following what they've asked, and then you are not getting the results they used to get, then you need to find out what are those things in the school that is happening that is not helping you to get it. Is it that it's a private school, I take it, and your crop of teachers, the kind of results, a lot of schools these days, and they're doing WAEC. Is a secondary school, or it's still nursery and primary? Now, nursery and primary, there isn't so much burden, unlike secondary school, as the student population dropped. Yes, so, and you need to look at location. You need to look at the fees. Fees that you're charging. And then the kind of teachers and what they're teaching. Because also, private schools, they don't like paying. And in the process of not wanting to pay properly, the teachers that you get. When you pay peanuts, you get monkeys. And they cannot teach the children well. So when the child gets home and you say, oh, spell bird, and the child is spelling bed, you know there's problem. So, and that is the result the parents are getting, and they are now reacting. So it's multifaceted. It's multifaceted, and sincerely, it's something that the person or you and the person needs to sit down with, like an SME clinic, to go through so that they can, yes, because more information needs, we need more information to be able to help you to dissect it. All right.
Thank you very much, Ma. Thank you. So I'm going to take two more people, and this time I just want your response to the event. Two people, responses to the whole event. Thank you, please.
Good afternoon, Sir Mars. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm really I'm excited that I'm here today because I've really learned a lot. You know, this past 2 weeks ago, I was relieved from my job because I work as a social media manager and a customer service at a restaurant. So what I realized was that being this meeting today, if I'm going to be starting my home business, I'm not going to be starting with loan because I found out my boss started his business with loan. So now the thing is not backfiring. He moved into a restaurant business and it was open because then he used to tell me, hey, customer service manager, this is what I want. The minimum we should be making, the minimum sales we should be making should be around 1 M in a month. And we just started this business. So I would be like, so the profits we are making is not even up to his expectation and what he has put in himself into. So to pay back the loan, to pay the staff this thing, so it's a lot of stress. And so he has to relieve 10 of us. So people that are there now, their salaries are being reduced and they're even multitasking. So being here today is just because I was really angry with him. I was just it made me look a lot of opportunity now. Just in the middle of the month, you just asked me to go like that. I did not sack you. I just relieve you based on this blah, 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 putting up English together.
What's
So,
the difference?
so being here today, I was not I was seeing reasons. He did not have the ideas before venturing into the business. So I really do appreciate this opportunity. Thank you very much, Sam.
Thank you. All right, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am. I would say this is a capacity training session, and I'm very, very, very happy to be here. Also, for what has been bothering me, I asked the second question about the two emerging businesses because I'm doing fashion designing and also a realtor, so it takes my time and I don't have time for myself. So now I'm happy that it has been sorted out. So, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Please, a big round of applause for our panelists and I want to invite the convener and the chairman of the club for a photo session quickly.